Hi, everyone. It's Renee Cormier from the Fractional Referral Network. Today, I've got Amit Prakash in the spotlight. Amit is a CIO and a COO, where it works with companies in the manufacturing and the energy sector. Amit, welcome aboard. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions today, and we'll have a great recording.
Thanks, Rennie. I appreciate that and appreciate the opportunity. And I'm looking forward to getting some information out here and talking to potentially
Good.
some people interested.
Yeah, perfect. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what kind of work you do as a fractional, beyond what I just said.
Yeah, thanks, Rennie. I've had a long corporate career. I've spent about 24, 25 years now in the corporate world, having worked for very many large companies, focused mostly on energy and manufacturing. And I've started my journey now as a fractional. So my experience has been very global. I have worked because of the large company experience that I have. I've worked with very large clients and that kind of learning I'm trying to now bring to the small and medium-sized companies now. And I've started this journey very recently, about a year and a half ago, and I've had some potentially interesting opportunities to interact with my clients, and I'm really looking forward to some more in the future.
And what made you decide to become a fractional professional rather than working for somebody?
Yeah, I think as a large corporate, I've always cherished the opportunity of helping my clients. Although the one issue that I saw there was that I was very limited to my role, so I was really not able to look at the business in totality. I was always looking at one particular track that I was supposed to be leading. For example, I was doing the supply chain and finance lead role for a large oil and gas company in their large transformation programs. All I had to do was focus on supply chain and finance. And so I thought that with all the experience that I have, I think I can make a much better difference if I am allowed to look at the entire business and help my customers with business improvements. So is why I decided to maybe take the fractional route, so I can probably work with smaller companies in different capacities as needed.
Nice, nice. A variety is a good thing. Yeah. So what do you enjoy most about working this way?
I think the biggest or the most interesting part or the most satisfying part of this job is to see very significant improvements in the business parameters of your client. You're now dealing with a small and medium-sized company, so all the advice and all the technology that you bring to the table helps your customers improvement in profitability and you are able to see the results in a much faster way. You're able to see this in the near future rather than waiting in case of large companies, for example. I mean, you probably have to even your CIO client is also not really able to see what the improvements are unless and until he goes and talks to the board or the CEO, and it happens over a period of 6 to 12 months. Over here in the small and medium-sized business world, you are able to see significant business improvements very soon, and that is much more satisfying and more motivating for people like me.
Okay, good. So what's one challenge you're working through right now?
Um, right now, I'm actually looking at helping customers in the energy transition phase more, wherein there are a lot of uncertainties, not just for the business itself, but also from a governmental regulations perspective, the environmental regulations perspective in general. So when there is certainty in the business, you can still look for near-term and long-term solutions for your clients. But there are certain geopolitical factors, some environmental concerns, some regulations, some new policies coming all the time. That's when the business becomes very hard to handle. And that's one of the biggest challenges at this time. And that's going to affect even the manufacturing companies to an extent. So that energy transition part or the sustainability part is a portion where I'm really seeing a lot of challenges. Whether how much technology can you deploy, how can you be future ready, will it affect your profitability, will it affect the smaller companies or not, how much of it will affect the smaller companies, and how do you prepare for it. So I think some 4 or 5 what, why, and how questions have to be answered. And with the industry background that I have, I am doing my best to help my clients. But yeah, I think the biggest challenge is sustainability at this time for all the energy and manufacturing companies.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's one piece of advice that you'd give to someone who's just starting out as a fractional? How long have you been doing this, Amit?
About more than a year now. So I've
Okay,
been
so
here.
you're getting your
I've been
feet
working with a few
a
clients.
little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. So what advice would you give to somebody starting out?
Um, I think the best thing about doing this was the motivation factor that I had when I started. Um, if you are starting new, I think the best part will be to keep an open mind. Um, whether it's so, my clients are like AI companies. Okay, so a customer who's looking for a chief revenue officer, and they have an AI company which is not very big, still, and customers resilience, right? So they are helping customers with their customers with building resilience models for things like even earthquakes, for example, right? So I think the biggest thing is in general also I think being very open-minded. So you have to be adaptable,
Yeah.
and you have to also be very resilient. So do not give up on a client till you actually see them satisfied and happy.
Yeah.
That is not just good for them; it's good for you as well, because eventually ultimately you do things for your own progress, right? So if you're not happy with what you did, then there is no point doing what you did. So I think what is important is being adaptable, being open-minded, and being very or having a never give up attitude, right? So that will potentially help you get more and more clients and grow your reputation. I think the biggest part of what I've done so far is the reputation I've built. A lot of people like you, respect you, come back to you when they need help because you are
That's
a
right.
fractional. You're not a full-time employee, right? So you are giving them a bucket of hours every now and then, right? Whenever they need help. So if you are not, if you're not able to bring them back to you, uh, you need to have a long road to success. So I think that's where I'll stop.
Yeah, yeah, you better have a lot of money, right?
And patience.
Yeah, no, you know what? Being self-employed is not for the faint of heart. But if you do it right, if I think if you learn what you need to do and you're consistent, you will be successful. It's a lot of the time people don't really know what they need to do to get clients or how they should how to even service people properly because they've been an employee their whole lives. But
Yeah,
being flexible, I think, is a really important thing too, because
yeah.
sometimes where you think your business is, it isn't. And if you're getting more business there, then you may as well pivot.
No, you made some very interesting points. The part when you said that you need to really know what the customer wants. Sometimes they don't know what they want. I
Yeah,
think the design thinking hat has to be worn when you're doing a client. At for example, IBM, and I used to work there. I had a design thinking specialist in the team. He or she would run the workshop, and they would have this on the board with all the sticking points. Um, and then I think when you go into the fractional role, you have to be that one person,
yeah,
so you can help the customer understand what their needs are, and not only that, also understand their latent needs, right? Things that they probably want but they don't realize they would want. It's the biggest example of that is the iPad. So none of us really needed the iPad till Apple launched it. Right now we all need it. So something like that, right? So we need to be that design thinker. We need to be that IT advisory. We need to be that business consultant. And we need to be that guy who's able to measure and monitor success as well, right? So as a fractional, you have to do all the jobs in the few hours that you get. So you need to be extremely efficient, and you need to be very consistent, like you said earlier, and very disciplined and consistent both. That is always rewarded in the long run. You never
and,
have to sit idle. So
yeah, and the provider of a solution. Because what I know from my background in sales is that you may get a call to come in and how much does this particular service cost? but maybe that's not the service they need. That's just the service they think they need. So until you sit down and have a conversation, you can't walk before you run. So if somebody wants to run, you have to show them first what they, you have to make sure they can crawl and run and walk first.
Absolutely.
So, it's being, not selling not selling a product, but selling a solution, and
Absolutely.
and selling, actually, in sales, it's even more than that, because what you're selling is the outcome. So the imagined outcome of what you will produce, because it's not enough to say this is your solution, but you have to show people, you have to paint the picture of what the end result will look like, so that you're managing expectations accordingly.
Right. I absolutely agree with you.
So
I
what do
have
you like to do when you're not working? Speaking of iPads and stuff.
well, I am not. I have got. I mean, I have an Apple ecosystem in the house, so I am the Apple guy. I'm the best marketing officer that Apple could have, which they never had. Um, but in general, I am a very outdoor person, and being in Houston, it's not easy to be outdoor all the time, right?
Yeah.
But it's getting pleasant now here. Throughout my life, I've been a sportsman. I've played various types of outdoor sports, team games as well, which has taught me a lot. And I still play whenever I get an opportunity. I'm also someone who just sometimes does nothing, I guess. So there are
There's
times when I
nothing wrong
just
with that either,
just
I
sit.
find I get my best ideas when I'm not really doing anything, like just
I
going
mean,
for a
I
walk.
am I like being with the plants in my backyard. So I have a number of plants I really like, that
Nice.
I buy some seeds and I point them, and it's on the pot and I'm putting water and I'm just sitting in the backyard sometimes, just thinking about some of my clients, some of the help I can do, some general random stuff at times as well. But it's just a way of de-stressing,
Yes.
for someone like me. And I do like to sleep quite a lot. So I sleep, because I need to have a very fresh mind in the next day. Um, and I used to watch movies, not anymore, because there are too many of them. I just get too confused. So I spend like 30 minutes thinking of what to watch, and I don't watch anything. So
Yeah, you know what? I
that's bad.
tend to do that too. I scroll, and then I don't make a decision, and I just go to bed.
Exactly.
I think I'm
Um,
getting old.
yeah, and when I was a kid, I mean, we had hardly got anything to watch, and now we have so many things. So
Too many choices.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, just
That's
spoiled because of choices. But in general, I'm a very outdoor guy. I really like to play. I have made some very good friends, so I play with those guys, and spend time with my kids a lot now. My kids are in their teens now,
good.
so my son can play with me. He's tall
Good.
enough, probably taller than me now. So
What do you play?
we play soccer in the backyard a lot. I play
Okay.
cricket a lot, coming from India.
Yeah.
I was a pretty good professional in ping pong. I don't know if you guys call
Oh,
it ping pong
yeah.
in Canada,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and I used to play badminton a lot. I still play in the backyard.
Good.
And then I have my mind games. I play chess quite a lot.
Good. Good.
Uh,
Are
and
you, and I guess you're good at it, right?
I am pretty good at everything I do, by the way. In sports, I mean, if you can beat me in any of these games I'm talking about, you have to be a very good player, even
Well,
at
there
this
you
age
go.
when I am like 45
I'm
plus.
I'm
So
not good at any of them, so you'll beat the hell out of me.
no, it's the way I was built, I think, and it came naturally to me. I used to be the school captain when I was in my school. I played for my universities and the companies I worked for. I played in their teams as well. So I have been decently good at sports all through my life, and I'm still not overweight. So I'm still able to play. So I'm good.
Good. That's good. That's good. For a guy that
Yeah.
likes to sleep, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like, when you're tired, you get good sleep. So if I'm not able to play, you do my yoga and meditation in the morning.
Good.
I do some weights in the gym also. I have a small home gym here in my house.
Good.
I do that as well. Yeah, I like to spend some time in the gym in any way. I mean, whether it's meditation or gym, or just doing weights or yoga, or just generally being at peace and doing the walking on the treadmill. I think
Yes,
that's also very useful for
yes,
someone
yeah,
like me.
yeah. I meditate daily. I've been doing that for years. I, I, I quite enjoy it. And
Yeah.
so I think that it's funny that you don't notice the difference it makes in your life.
Oh,
But
big time. Yeah, the focus
but
comes back.
like it's not like wow, like suddenly my life, but it's a gradual thing, and you notice that you make better decisions and that you are more intuitive. I find that I'm far more aligned with my intuition than I ever
Yeah.
used to be.
Um,
So
I'm just a happier individual with all this that I do.
well,
And
look
if I
at you.
don't do it, then I don't feel good. So,
Yeah, you know what? I always say I need two things in my life. I need the gym and I need to meditate. And if I don't have that, I start to notice that I'm not. I'm
yeah,
grouchier.
yeah, that's exactly me. I don't feel good if I'm not, I think some of the extra energy that we have has to be spent in the right way. Otherwise, it goes into the wrong hands and
That's it. Yeah.
it creates more trouble for us, right? So all of us have that.
The world should be
Is why
meditating.
interestingly, I actually lived a no sugar life for about 9 years.
Good.
That really helped me a lot. I mean, I
Yes.
do eat sugar now once in a while. I still
Mhm.
try to minimize,
Yeah, me too.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I had a 9 year no sugar life, and that really helped me a lot. It was tremendous. It was a different way of, feeling good in the afternoons when you actually are very drowsy at work.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
that,
Actually, they say that sugar really fogs up your brain. You
yeah,
know, so I've been dramatically reducing the amount of sugar in my life too lately. So I can tell
yeah,
you that I dropped weight
it, it,
for
yeah,
and I was never overweight, but for just taking that out of my life and I, I've I've lost I think about 8 pounds. Yeah.
nice.
So
No, so one thing I did was the sugar, and then I think I am a vegetarian anyway, so that helps with not gaining too much weight.
mhm.
And then I think the yoga and the gym is the sports helps. So I think people my age are probably at least 25 pounds heavier than me
Yeah, yeah,
in general. Although, yeah, I mean, I have, muscles are generally dense compared to fat. So
yeah.
people who are, so for example, wrestlers, their weight is more than 200 pounds,
Yes, yeah.
250 pounds, right? But they are not, they're lean, right? They're lean and
They have a lot of muscle.
muscular. Yeah. So that's the difference. I mean, your weight could be more, but you could still be healthy, right? So
Yes, yes,
that's
yeah,
just another way. But
yeah.
so I have got a bit of that as well. I played a lot. I still have a lot of those, uh, the muscular build left in me.
Good,
But I'm not underweight. I'm not overweight. I'm still okay. I play around. Still, I can still run pretty fast. So
good,
yeah,
good.
I forgot to tell you, I used to run 100 meters as well, and 200 meters. I didn't go beyond 200 meters, but I did 100 and 200.
Well, you'd kick my ass in pretty much anything. I think.
It's only sports. Maybe the others you will score over me.
Not maybe not in the kitchen. I don't know.
Well, I can. I mean,
I'm sure
when
you're
I
good.
lived on
But
my
my
own.
favorite food in the world is Indian food. So
Oh, is it nice? Nice. No, I cook Indian food. I when I was there was an article I read about 10 things you should do before you turn 35, and I had done almost all of them when I read the article. And one of them was living in a country where no one knows you, and I have done that a few times now. Taking a walk on a street for long, and nobody should recognize you, right? Just take a walk and just think about your future and what you should be doing, your duty, all that. And I've done that as well. So when I had those stints, I learned cooking
there you
because
go.
I needed food.
Yes.
So I learned. I didn't get all the spices I needed, but I got quite a bit because Indian food is prevalent in the world now.
Yes,
I
yeah.
got it. I started cooking then, and I am pretty decently good at cooking now, and I can feed myself for sure. I don't know about how others will like it or not, but
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. Well, it's very nice chatting with you today, Amit.
thank you.
I will stop the recording now, and I will make sure you get a copy. And if anyone is watching, and I hope you are, join the Fractional Referral Network and hang out with guys like Amit.